Hi everyone, this will be ballet class number 8. Again, I do not own the rights to this music. This is to be used for educational purposes only. So let's go ahead, we're going to start in second. And we're going to take the arm 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to reach out 1, just the arm, down 2, up 3, and 4. Grand plie 5, 6, and up 7, and 8. This time we're going to take grand port de bras, so large movement of the arms, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and again grand plie 5, and 6, press into the forward, come up 7, and 8. We're going to have demi 1, and 2, and demi 3, and 4, into the bar, 5, 6, and up 7, and 8, repeat 1, and 2, open the thighs, 3, kneecaps are over the toes, 4, into the bar, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Repeat the whole thing, stay in second, and reach 1, and 2, demi port de bras, which means half movement of the arm, so 3, and 4, grand plie 5, 6, and up 7, and 8, grand port de bras, which means large movement of the arms, 1, and 2, open 3, 4, grand plie 5, 6, up 7, and 8, to go demi plie 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. This time we're going to do a side lateral bend, cambre away from bar, 5, 6, come up 7, and 8, to go demi plie 1, and 2, and 3, 4, away from the bar, 5, and 6, and 7. We're going to tendu to first 8, so heels are together, to go forward, port de corps forward, 1, which means movement of the body, or carriage of the body, 1, and 2, and up 3, 4, upper back 5, 6, and 7, tendu to fifth 8, over 1, and 2, and up 3, and 4, and upper back 5, 6, up 7, 8, we'll tendu 1, 2, back to second, rise up 3, 4, let go of the bar, 5, 6, 7, let's lower the heels, 8, to adjust to first 1, and 2, rise up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, lower 8, to tendu 1, 2, rise up 3, 4, remember open the outside hip, 5, 6, 7, 8, we'll open the arms, we'll reach out through the fingertips, lower them down, and finish. Making sure that as you extend out, you're still thinking elbow tips go away from you, so it's not going to fall this way. Elbow tips, immediately you're going to engage those triceps, keep space underneath the armpits, and you're going to finish nice and round here. And then we'll turn to the other side. All right, let's do it. Starting in second, arm 7, just the arm, raise up 1, 2, demi port de bras, 3, 4, open the tops of the thighs first, still think up, press into the ground, now grand port de bras, and 1, keep space under the armpits, up, open, grand plie, 5, 6, and up 7, 2 demi plies, 1, 2, 3, 4, into the bar, up, rainbow up, all the way up and over, keep reaching into the opposite leg, and 1, 2, into the bar, staying in second at repeat, 1, 2, 3, 4, grand plie, 5, 6, 7, and 8, reach, starting from scapula drops down the back, open, demi plie, and over. 2, 3, 4, and up. Upper back. Tendu. 5th, and over. Quarter core forward. Lifting up out of the hamstrings. Ribs are in and down. Back is long. Press down to go up and back. Lifting up through the occipital bones. Tendu. Back to 2nd. And we're going to rise up. Keep pressing down. Knees should be soft. This is 5, 6, 7. Lower back so those thighs come together on 8. And adjust 1, 2. Rise up, press down, lifting up through the occipital bones. 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2. Hip is open. 3. Take the arms up. Cross the thighs. Really zip from the inseam all the way down. Bring the arms in. Open. From right here, reach with the fingers. Now engage the triceps. Keep those elbow tips out away from you. Shoulders don't come forward. Just engage the triceps. Find that en bas. And finish. Good. Shake it out. Let's do the other side. And 2nd. Forward. 1, 2. Grand plie. 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the other plie. I apologize. 2, 3. Into the bar. This is a little bit slower. 6. Repeat. Same side congre, lateral side bend. Repeat. And demi port de bras. Open the tops of the thighs, open out, plie. Now press into the floor to stretch you up. Reach. 1, 2. Open 4 and 5, 6, 7. Demi plie and demi. Stretch. Away from the bar. Repeat demi plie. And away. And in. We'll go forward, quarter core. 1. It'll start over again. Keep those hip bones lifted. We'll hold 7, 8. Let's go up and back. And Tendu. Cross and 5th. Let's wait for the 8, 7, and 8. And forward. Up and back. first. And rise. Widen your toes. Hip bones are lifted. Abs are soft, or abs are lifted, ribs are soft. And one, cross and fifth. Make sure the heel is all the way over the toe. If you're not sure, look down right now and make sure it's all the way across. Hips are not out of whack. They're still nice in alignment, and you're not cranking from the ankle. You're just opening from the hip. And rise up. Weights right on both feet, so make sure you're in the center. And let's open it out. Triceps. Right away, work to get those elbows out to the sides of you. Finish, there's space underneath the armpit. And shake it out. Good. Wiggle out the hips. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start in first. And we're going to have 5, 6, 7, 8. Tendu 1. Just the toes. So if I'm going to actually take this off and do it really quick. So from right here, you're going to go 1. I've got a really dirty foot. Sorry, I was gardening. All right, you're going to have 1. Toes go back 2 and 3. Flex 4. Press through 5. Bring it in 6. Rise up 7 and 8. To go 1. Just the toes. So keep everything else really reaching out. Here you're reaching out through the tips of the toes. As soon as you go here, you're reaching still long, same direction, but think of the energy shooting out through the ball of the foot. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plie 6, rise up 7 and 8. And actually, I'm gonna do it this way. That way it's easier to see. And I'll take off both of my socks so I don't blend in with my floor. Then we'll go to the back. 1, just the toe. Now the same thing, I'm just turning this way so you can see it. 1, just the toe moves. Don't let anything else move at the top of the hip, all right? Everything else is nice and lifted, not tight. You guys remember, it's engaged enough to hold you there, right? But it doesn't have to be squeezing. We don't want to use every ounce of energy we have just to hold us in place, right? Don't do that. Then it doesn't allow the muscles to breathe and get oxygen and do that kind of stuff so that they can actually work well. So we have brush out 1, just the toes. Keep reaching up through the ball of the foot. So that was 1, up 2. This is 3, flex 4. We're going to take it 5, plie 6, releve up 7 and 8. Then we're going to tendu to the side. 1, down 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so, and just really quick, in case some of you don't know, tendu, that is just, in a tendu, you move yourself. So I'm going to go here, 1, plie 2, I'm going to shift over to that foot that did the tendu, and then close, okay? If I have 1 and 2, and I go back to it, that's no longer a tendu. A tendu actually has to move you through space, okay? So we're going to play with both of those at the end. So if you have 1, 2, 3, flex 4, press 5, plie 6, releve 7, plie 8, and 1, just the toes, and point, flex the whole foot, press through, plie, and first make sure weight's on both feet, so right away you can just press up and come down. If you want, let go of the bar, see where you're at. You have 1, and sorry, just the toes 2, point 3, flex 4, point 5, plie 6, releve 7 and 8. This is going to be tendu to the second 1, down 2, 3, go to it, so that's your tendu, and then we're going to have 5 and 6 and 7, just come back. All right, so that is not going to move you, that is still going to keep you on your standing leg. So that is just going to be a tendu, plie in second, and return. All right, it is no longer a tendu. You actually physically have to be moving and traveling, moving that pelvis from one position to the other to be a tendu. All right, then once we get there, we're just going to start other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 toes, 2.3, flex 4.5, plie 6, rise up and down and out. It's not this fast. Point, flex, point, plie, releve and down to go tablier. So 1, plie 2, shift the hips over and close to go second, plie, and second, just come back to it. All right, then we're gonna plie, we're gonna roll up, we're gonna rise up, we're gonna find the balance here, we're gonna lower, we're gonna take the hands down and we'll be done. All right, let's try that. Ready? And out, toes, flex, point, press down, to the side, side, toes, flex the foot, and point, plie, rise up, good, to the back, back, toes, point, flex, point, plie, up, tendu side, and out, tablier, go to it, to go out, plie, come back over to the standing leg, nice, shake it out, music's gonna start, we'll go to the other side, sorry, it's the watering hole, all right, 6, 7, 8, 1, toes, 2, point, flex, press through, plie first, releve and plie, side, just the toes, point, flex here, press, plie, rise up, down to the back, toes, point, flex, press through, plie, rise up, we're going to tablier, so go side, tablier, shift the hips, and out, plie, go back up onto it, close, nice, and we'll plie, roll it up, and rise up, find your balance, elbow tips are out, and we'll open those arms, good, let's bring the arms to first, everybody, good, now, inseam, top of the inseam, comes together, you're zipping that zipper all the way down, backs of the thighs, insides of the knees, calves, heels, all the way down, good, let's place the hand back on the bar, make sure your toes are nice and wide, hips are not back, they're lifted, elevate up, so straight leg, and lower, elevate, straight leg, and lower, remember it's the backs of the thighs that lifts you up, the quads open up, they don't tighten to lift you, work from the back, lower, elevate up, and lower, backs of those thighs come together, up, don't lean back, stay forward, up, armpits are over the hips, and out, and lower, nice, let's go ahead and go parallel, take the right foot back, or the left foot, whichever, keep those abs in and up, stretch that heel back, bend that knee, you can sink the hip to the side, good, let's go to the other side, take that leg back, hips are, or abs are still in and up, hip bones are lifted, they're not sinking back, so pull everything up, bend the knee, now you can go ahead and let that hip go a little bit, so you can get around that Achilles tendon, good, and shake the leg out. So we're just going to use this same music one more time, and we're going to go ahead, what we just did elevates, and you guys remember an elevate is a rise where you don't bend your knees, okay? You can do an elevate in first, in parallel or sixth, whatever you want to call it, second position, right? Parallel second, fifth, fourth, doesn't matter. As long as you're rising up, but you are not bending your knees, okay? So now, if I was going to step forward and step up on a straight leg, that's called a piqué. Okay, and I think we talked about it in one of the last videos that I think this last week we talked about the piqué and how that was different than a releve. So the thing is if I'm going to step up, say onto one leg, or step up into a sous-sus with a straight leg, that is called a piqué, okay? Now, if I'm going to rise up, but I'm going to add the plie and then go up, right, then that's called a releve, all right? So elevate, is just E-L-E-V-E, eleve, no plie. In order to make it a releve, we add the R in front of spelling it, R-E-L-E-V-E, or we add the plie to the movement, all right? So if like doing those kind of little tricks helps you remember terminology, or remember what the steps are, yeah, when you add the plie, you add the R, so boom, right? You add that so you can come up. Now, if I were to ask you, I just said if we were going to step up on a straight leg here, that would be a plie arabesque. Now, if I went here and I plied and rise up, that would still be a releve arabesque, all right? So it's one of those things where, yeah, it's just one of those things you just learn and you just know, okay? So there's not a different name for it if I'm gonna go to that arabesque, but I'm gonna go from a plie. That's still gonna be called a releve, just like this was called a releve, all right? However, straight leg, this is an eleve, but if I go here and step up, that's just called a plie, all right? It's not an eleve plie or whatever. Yes, it does have a different name. So, I know I didn't mean to totally confuse you. It's just a lot of you are asking me questions if you're in my college courses. If not, and you're just taking these classes for fun, then okay, there's just some information for you. But you guys, if you were in my beginning ballet classes, a lot of you have been asking, all right? I know there's just some things that it's not straight across and always the same and straight, you know, there's always exceptions to every rule, okay, and that's one of them, all right? So what we're gonna do right here, I'm just checking my time real quick. Okay, good. So all we're gonna do right here is we're gonna start out with eleves, and then when we finish, the music is gonna start over again, and then we're gonna do this in releve. So we're gonna start here, we're gonna have 5, 6, 7, 8. What I want you to think this whole time, is know that the quads are nice and lifted, they're not tight and sinking back, all right? So every time you rise up, whether it be a releve or an eleve, I need you to think of the backs of the thighs coming together to go back down. Even if I'm in a plie, as I'm going up, I'm thinking of the backs of the thighs coming together. I'm not thinking of plie and then gripping to the front, right? I'm going here and then I'm just lightly connecting in the back of the thighs. Yes? Lightly connecting, think of that. All right, so we're gonna start right here. We're gonna start with eleves, which means we're gonna start with no plie. So we're gonna rise up 1, lower 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, tendu 7 to second 8, 2, rise 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, keep both hips back. We're going to tendu to 4th. So you're going to have that little bit of space in between your feet, all right? If you are at a counter and you have a wall right here, just adjust however you need to, okay? So if you miss the first eleve, that's fine. But you're here, this will be 7 and 8. Weight is right in the center. Hip is not like this. We're not on a diagonal hip. Pull that back. Make sure you don't crank from that ankle. Just open that hip, all right? To rise up 1, lower 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, tendu 7. The heel, front heel has to completely cross that big toe, 7 and 8. To rise, lift those hip bones up, 2, lift the hip bones, 4. You guys, from right here in 5th, super easy from right here to go up and rock back, and up and rock back. Don't rock. Make sure from right here, bend your knees, right? Just find where you are. You should have even weight on both feet. So every time you press down, even if you need to close your eyes and just listen to me saying eleve, lower down, eleve, lower down. I don't care how you have to do it, right? But I need you to actually concentrate, feel all of your toes widening on both feet and feel the weight even on both feet. Like there, I just went a little bit more over to my back foot. So I need to go, okay, hold on, something happened, maybe at the top of the hip, I need to get forward over both feet. Ah, that's better, right? Now I'm right in the center. Okay, so some of you are going to find it's really easy for you to stay on the front foot. Some of you are going to find it's really easy to go to your back foot. I will tell you right away, A lot of times when we're rising up, we tend to lean forward and put a little bit of pressure into the bar, so we tend to take more weight on the front foot. And then as soon as we come down, we tend to shift because you walk heel toe, right? So you tend to want to take and move everything back. And that's your muscle memory, all right? So if you're like, why do I keep doing it? It's because that's how you walk. You walk heel toe, right? Or you walk heel, ball, toe. Yes? Your normal gait, your normal tread through your feet. So the thing is dancing is a little bit different. We need to shift forward, and when we have 2 feet on the floor, you have weight on 2 feet. And yes, that is going to be one of your quiz questions, all right? So please, please, please remember that when you have 2 feet on the floor, you have weight on 2 feet. Now, if I'm gonna shift and brush my front foot, yes, I'm gonna start here. If I know I'm gonna brush right before that count comes, yes, I'm gonna shift a little bit up and over my back foot so my front foot can go out. But as soon as it comes back in, I'm gonna shift, take everything back to where now I'm even again on both feet. All right? So just remember that. So once you tendu 7 and 8, in 5th you have 1 lower 2, 3 lower 4, 5 lower 6. This is going to be 7 and 8, and we're just going to plie 1, roll up 2, rise up 3 and 4, rise up 5, 6, 7 and 8. The music will then start over. Actually, I don't know. We should be able to actually then go ahead. Elevate 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, always on 7, 8 changes you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 4th, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5th, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Start this from 1st. This time we're going to move the left foot. That's going to move you to 2nd, going to move you to 4th, move you to 5th, move you back to 1st. We'll shake the legs out. I will have to restart the music, and then we're going to do the whole thing in releve. So you're going to have plie, releve up, plie, releve, plie, releve, plie, tendu change, plie, releve, plie, releve. All right, and then we'll go ahead. After you do it in 5th, we'll take you back to 1st. We'll go right into it, take it right away on the other side, and then we'll shake. Wiggle out the feet, circle the ankles, and then we'll move on. All right, let me look at the time here because I might need to start. Yep, hold on right here. I'm just going to come restart my my camera so it doesn't shut off on me. All right, so now I'm going to put on the music, and let's first do this eleves right and left. Press down, tendu to 4th. Rise up, there's space in between, even weight on both feet, abs are up. Your front foot is going to tendu to the side, heels kiss, and rise up. Rise up. Press down, tendu 2nd, and press down. Press down. Press down, tendu 4th. Weights in the center. Tendu 5th. Work from the backs of the thighs. And out. Nice. Shake it out. Now we're going to do the same thing but with plie. Ready? Work the backs of the thighs. Plie tendu 2nd. Down, tendu to 4th. Hips are up, plie, tendu 5th. Press down, even weight on both feet, tendu to 1st. Work the backs of the thighs. Tendu left or right. Press down, see where you are, tendu to 4th. Tendu 5th. Shake out those legs. Take one back, take the other one back. Oh. Good. From right where you are, keep all the toes on the floor, circle the ankle out, and then circle the other direction. Good. Other side. And in. Good. Shake out, wiggle the toes. Good. Okay, so using this music, I'm going to stay facing you this way. So if you need to, again, if it's hard for you to do something facing the bar, because you're facing a couch or something like that, then just turn yourself to the side. That's fine. We'll just make sure, just make sure to switch it when we do the other side. So we're going to start from right here. We're going to go ahead, we're going to have 4 dégagés to the front. So 4 battement dégagés. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You're going to go to the side, but we're going to do the dégagés in first. To go 5, 6, 7, you're going to close back to the front 8. Okay, so you had 1. Now every time you do this, remember that front hip goes back, right? So you have oppositional pull there, yes? By pulling this back and the toe forward, you keep the hip of the leg that's moving, you keep that in alignment with your standing leg, all right? So you have 1, toes in line with your belly button, nose, sternum. 3, this is 4, to brush to the side. 5, backs to the thighs, hit. 6 and 7, and you're going to close 8. You're going to go ahead, you're going to brush back out, battement tendu out to second, to go 1, in 2, so just the toe goes to coupe, okay, 2, and 3, heel, the ankle goes to the back of the ankle when you go to the backward to derriere, and out, and in, and out, close to 5th. All right, so I'm going to move this a little bit more forward so I don't hit my door. So we were here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, to go 5, 6, 7, 8, to go 1, 2 to the front, toe to the front, 3, heeled 4, 5, to the heel 6, and 7, close back 8, to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, brush 5, 6, 7, close back 8, to go 1, ankle to ankle behind 2, 3, toe to the front 4, 5, ankle to ankle 6, and 7, and 8. And then we're going to do it again. All right? So you know battement dégagé, right? Goes through a tendu. From right here, the toes push off the floor, and it takes the toes off the floor about that, about that inch and a half. That's it. Remember, we don't want to swing it, right? We don't want to swing it, because once we swing into it, or we get the toe too far off the floor, then it's the quad that starts to take over, right? And that's not the idea. The idea is this dégagé, this battement dégagé, right? It's about beating the thighs, right? Which is your battus when you get to center, okay? On all your petit allegro, or all your fast footwork. So we know it's about beating the thighs. So we beat the thighs, and it's about push. It's about really strengthening those toes. It's strengthening that, which is, right, the last thing that happens before you jump off the floor, right? So that's working the top of that foot, really strengthening that foot, strengthening the whole leg, yes? All right, so starting from right here, remembering, only comes up off the floor just a little bit, and every time you bring this back in, physically think about the thighs beating at the top, because that is what your dégagé is all about. All right, so you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 to go side first. 6, 7, close back to the front 8. To go 1, toe goes to the front of the ankle 2. 3, ankle goes to the ankle behind. 5, toe to the front of the ankle 6, and 7, close back 8. To go 1, 2, 3, 4, to the side and first. 5, 6, 7, close it back 8. To go to the side, ankle to the ankle behind, out. Toe to the front of the ankle, out, ankle to the ankle, and out, close back in 5th, and then we're going to do it again. So you had your battement dégagés to the front, your battement dégagés to the side, then we're getting into those ballonets, which is what we talked about in the class before this. So you have out, ballonnet, out, 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 and close. All right? So just knowing that what I was taught when I was taught coupe, because your ballet is a combination of a battement dégagé, right, into a plie coupe or fondu, because from here both knees are bending at the same time, and they're extending at the same time, they're bending at the same time, they're extending. And these really fondus, really at the bar, fondus, which mean to melt. Once you get the idea of what a fondue is, that's when you grow up and start, your fondue grows up to maybe be a ballet, right? So the thing is yes, we learn fondus at the bar so that when we get to ballets, you already have the muscle memory of going, oh yeah, they bend at the same time, they straighten at the same time, they bend at the same time, they straighten at the same time, all right? But I do want you to think of whenever the toe comes in from that battement dégagé, when it comes in, I was always taught to the front, that the toe goes to the front of the ankle, and to the back, not the toe, but the ankle crosses the ankle. I know in some techniques, I think the toe to the ankle is absolutely fine. I just find that a lot of people, if they're not really aware of what their foot is or where foot placement is, I find that when they go here, if they just go to the toe, that starts to happen to the back and you start to siggle the foot. And we want to make sure, remember, the inner heel is forward, so I really like to think, or have you think of touching the ankle bone or the tip of that inner heel. Think of touching that to the back. It helps keep the foot from siggling and from losing the turnout, okay? And again, when you don't lose the turnout at the foot, then you don't tend to lose the turnout from the hip, because when this happens, a lot of time this goes back, right? And then we've lost the whole leg. We've lost all the external rotators back from back here, and then you have to try to find it when you come back out, all right? Let's go ahead, let's try this. If I talk too much and you don't really quite remember, just rewind your video, go back, look at what it is again, and then come back and let's do it. All right, we're gonna do it twice through. We'll shake the leg out and then we'll do it twice through the left. Four dégagés. 1, 2, I know it's slow, and 3, 4. To the side, close in front first. In, now close in front 5th, and brush, and in, and out. Ballet, ankle to the ankle, and out, and toe, and out, close 5th, dégagé to the back, and 1, and 2. Keep that hip forward, and in, dégagé also come. Goes first, and first. Side close behind. To the side, and ankle to ankle. Open the side, out, open that out, and out, and back, and out, and close 5th. Nice. Shake it out, we're gonna do that side again. Wiggle out that hip, shake it. Let's start in 5th, ready? 4 dégagés front. Test yourself, don't hold on to the bar. Side. Side. Keep turning out both hips. Side close 5th. And out. You can go arms come in and out. And ankle to the ankle. And out. And in. And open. Close to the back. Dégagés back. 1. And 2. And 3. Hips lift. Side close first, and in, side close back, brush side, ankle to the ankle, and out, toe to the ankle, out, ankle to ankle, and out, close 5th, bring it down. Nice. Shake up the legs, let's do the other side. Okay, left side. Close to 5th in front. Ankle to ankle. Bridge first. Bounce through those thighs. Connect. And close behind. And brush. Ankle to ankle. Open this knee out. Out. Toe to the ankle. And out. Ankle to ankle. And out. And in. Nice. Change it out. Now we're going to try it. Anytime you want to let go and see where your balance point is, let go of the bar. Devant. To the side. First, keep opening up the top of the standing leg hip. Close to fifth. To the side. Lift. Remember, abs, bringing the leg in from the back. Close back. And down. Good. Shake it out. Wiggle out that hip. Sink down, one hip to the other. Good. Go ahead and cross one leg. Open up. And switch. Good. Drop it out. Shake it out. All right, now we're going to go into rond de jambes. So we're going to go ahead and starting first, we're going to do a port corps forward for 4. So we're going to go 1 and 2, come up 3 and 4. Just the arm, well, okay, just the arm and just the upper body. Think about the ribs, that upper torso, just rotating and riding on top of the pelvis. All right, to go 5, 6, just a side lateral bend, 7 and 8. To go again forward, 1 and 2. Come up 3 and open 4 and 5. Find the side lateral bend, then take it up and back. Remember, it's not going to go there, right? So you go out, true side, reach, lift those occipital bones up, 7 and 8. This is going to be 1 and 2 and 3. Come to first 4. To go plie 5. Stay on plie 6. From right here, make sure the hips are nice and even. When you look down, your feet should be a perfect symmetrical V. Okay, to go 5 and 6. Brush through 7 and 8. Then straight. 1. Open 2. This is en dehors because you're going out the door away from the standing leg. 6 and out and here and out. Close back. We're gonna 1, 2, come up 3, 4. Same exact thing as we just did. 5 into the bar. 6, come up 7, 8, all the way over. 1, 2, come up 3 and 4, all the way down. 5, upper back 6 and 7 and 8. Now we're gonna go en dedans. So we're gonna go demi-plie 1, around 2 and 3, up 4, to go en plie 5 and 6. Tops of both thighs and the feet are nice and even. And 7 and 8. To go 1, around 2 and 3, around 4 and 5, around 6 and 7. We're going to stay right here 8, so we can go forward 1, 2, come up 3. We're going to find that tendu. We did tendu when we were doing tendus. We did it through 2nd. Now we're going to tendu through 4th. So here, tendu through 4th. So remember, tendu shifts from, your hips shift from one position, one standing leg to the other standing leg. This is 4, to go upper back 5, 6, 7. Go ahead and close it in 5th. To go 1, tendu back. From right here, make sure the hips don't go on a little ride. So you're from right here, tops of both hips open, hips stay nice and even. 2, 3, and 4. Upper back 5, 6, and 7. You're going to rise up 8, We'll find the balance here. Hand can go back down. We'll go ahead, bring that up to find the retiré. Bring it down, open out, and we'll finish here. All right, so if you need to, I don't want to take too much of the time on the video, so if you need to, please, please, please just go ahead, rewind it just a little bit, see what that was again. It's not going to be fast, so we should have time. You should have time to think about it as I'm talking you through it. All right, let's do it. Make sure you're breathing during this whole thing, especially the soft sustained stuff. We want to breathe through it so we have a lot of stretch in the muscle. So let's start in first. Port-a-core forward. 1, 2. We surrender at the bottom and up. And arm, upper body, 6. Find side lateral, open, forward. Backs of those thighs are together, not gripping the quads. And around. Up and back, lift to go back, press down into the floor. Good, en plie, 1. This is en dehors. You're going outside. Come back to first, straight. En plie, open the thighs out. Back. Stay en plie, open brush. Around. Straighten your standing leg and around. And out. And around. Out. And around. And out. And close. Let's go ahead and hold right here. It'll start again, and we'll just start right away to the back. So holding right here, backs of those thighs are together, nice and open. And 6. And open, 7. And 8. We start to the back. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and hold here, 8. And over, 1, 2, and up, 3. Now Changlie, shift everything forward. Up, press down into the standing leg. 7, close, back. Tendu back, derriere. Now Changlie, shift, keep that hip open. And take the arm up, 4, upper back. Hip stays back, doesn't go here. And up. Slide up, keep those hip bones right up over that front leg. Find your balance here. Right shift. Hand can go to the bar. And bring it down. Open the arm. Lift and lower. Good. I apologize, when we started to go en dedans, I didn't do the port-a-core and the port-a-bras with the upper body and with the arms, again, only because I knew it was a quick decision to not do it, because I knew we would run out of music and it would go into that frappe music, so I apologize. So we're only going to do the little stretchy things before we start, okay? So the port-a-core forward, and then the carriage of the port-a-core, the circular port-a-core, all that, we'll just do that once. And then we will prepare for the music to start again, and we'll start right away with the legs going en dedans. All right? And if you're not sure what I just said, just follow me. All right. So, starting right here, 6, and arms come up, 7. And port-a-core forward, up and over, 1, 2, up, 3, 4, and 5, 6, side, 7, and 8, and over. And over. Up and back, press down. Legs go en dehors. 1, 2, 3. Bring it up. Now en plie. Stay in plie. Brush it through, stay in plie. Make sure the feet are even. Hips are still in alignment. and 1. So we're going en dehors, out the door. From here, hip bones adjust back underneath you, weights on both feet. We'll just start with our rond de jambes going en dedans. So we'll start to the back. 6, and open, 7. And start derriere, en plie, 1. Hip bones lift, and out. Bring it up, and plie. Around, ribs relax. Stay in plie, around. Straighten your leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Stay right here, hip is back, up and over. 1, 2, and 3. Bring tummy, keep the outside hip back, and upper back. Close, hip bones lift, and out, tongue through, open the thighs, and on, up, press down to go up and back, 5, 6, and pull that hip back, pull the inner heel goes forward, widen those toes, find your balance here, elbow tips are out, find that retrograde, fight for it. Open, and finish. Nice job. Shake out the legs. Excellent, everybody. So we're going to go ahead. I know I'm doing a lot of bar work, but it's because I wanted to work in ballets. I wanted to work on tourniquets and talk about what they were. And I also wanted... Actually, I'm going to bring this forward. So you're just going to, if you're at a counter or a couch or something like that, I want you to face it, but you're going to scoot back away from it. So I'm going to move this out here. And I've been having trouble with my camera today, so let me just make sure that everything is okay on it at this point. Okay, good. And so far, so good. It's already stopped on me, ran out of memory, did all kinds of stuff, so I don't know. So I apologize. Okay, so you're going to start back just a little bit. We talked about tombe pas de bourrée, right? And you're like, sure we did, but we did. We did tombe pas de bourrée a lot, starting in the back and moving forward. If you're not sure what that is, remember tombe means to fall. So tombe means to fall. So you're going to step out. Typically a tombe is going to go through a second, or it's going to go through a plie. There's some people that learn tombe, all right? Yes, it is a fall. I was taught that more, I was taught that more of an élancé, which means a sudden dart, all right? So, yes, it is still a tombe, but if we're really wanting to move and use this tombe to get us started and get us into some big motor movement, like across the floor, or moving décolleté, which is moving side to side, right? Then I would go ahead and go through the plie. If I didn't want to go very far, then I could cut underneath myself and think of just shifting out more to that arabesque, okay, or to in front. It doesn't move you as far, all right, because only one leg is bent and the other one straight. Where this, I get a really good push. Remember, for those of you that I was teaching, if I have, from right here, remember we really use the push of that back foot to propel you and get you to move and eat up space, all right? So, however, if I'm just gonna go here, the push of that foot is, what I'm concentrating is using the push of that foot, boom, right? That little bit that we talked about in the dégagé there, I'm using it just to get my leg up and back, or just to boom, get my leg nice and sharp and reaching out. All right, so that's the difference. If I really want to propel you, I want you to think of going through fourth or going through second and going through both knees pleating, even if it's just for that brief second. All right, however, I want you to stay really on top of yourself. Then I want you to actually use the push of that foot to snap and get that leg up, either to back, to the side, or to the front. All right, just remember that whatever is your back leg, If I'm traveling to my right, your left when you're looking at me, then that back leg is going to be, for me, if I'm traveling to the right, that back leg is going to be my left leg, and that is going to be my pushing leg. That is going to be my power leg. All right, don't think of just going this way and not using that leg, right? You need to make sure that you use that leg, that push-off leg all the time. It's going to help you and it's going to save you so you don't tire out so fast. All right? Okay, so that being said, you're going to have, you choose which leg you want to have in front. Just know your back leg is going to be your power leg. And you're going to scoot a significant amount away from your counter or your couch. And you're going to go ahead, I want you to still think you're going to tombe forward, but I want you to think of going through both two bent knees, all right? And I want you to push with that back foot, right? I'm actually going to scoot my bar just a little bit more forward so I can get a little bit more of a push. So I have 5, 6, 7, and 8, and I'm going to go push pas de bras down. It is not a pas de bras changé. Remember, if it's pas de bras changé, then my feet are going to change. I'm going to go tombe, and my pas de bras changé would be back, side, front, and I would change my feet. I would change my thighs. I'm just saying tombe pas de bras, which means I'm going to keep my legs in the exact orientation as they start. So however they start is how they're going to end. So we're going to have tombe and down. All right, so you're going to stay the same. So you're going to have tombe, pas de bras to here. Then I'm going to start with that back foot, not going to lose those hips, all right? Thinking we didn't lose the hips when we did the tanlier, which we just talked about in the renajams. So as I tombe pas de bras back, I'm not going to let my hip open up, just like that tanlier when we moved back before the cambre. I'm going to keep those hips nice and even and down. Okay, so we had tombe, pas de bras here, tombe, pas de bras here. You're going to go tombe, pas de bras here. You're going to brush your back foot, push, jeté. All right, so that back foot is going to brush out, that just goes through that battement dégagé, right? Battement dégagé, you're going to push and change to the coupé. That is your petit jeté. All right, that is your small, petit means small, jeté means thrown. So it is your small thrown movement. You are thinking of throwing your leg out away, but then it comes back underneath you. Okay, so starting from right here, we're going to have 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go tombe, pas de bras, and tombe, pas de bras, and tombe, pas de bras. Brush, jeté, jeté. You're going to pique from right here. Pique meaning you're going to extend your right or whatever leg is in the back to the back, step up, and you're going to hold. And you're going to hold 2, 3, 4. You're going to plie 5. Chasse means to glide or to chase, so glide, chasse back 7. And close 8. Now you've got the other foot in front to go. Tombe, pas de bras here. Tombe, pas de bras here. Keep this hip, front hip open. Tombe, pas de bras. Petit jeté brush, coupé, right? You're going to extend that leg behind you. It's got to be right in line with your spine, right in line to go back to hold. 2, 3, 4. Plie, chasse, and close. And then we'll do it again. So when you do this balance and you plie and you chasse back, make sure from right here you go down through 5th to chasse to change. Sorry, my tile is really bumpy and it's hard to slide. So pretend I'm sliding all the way. So from right here, make sure you don't go and just step out. Remember, chasse has to go through a position. So it has to go through 5th, through 5th, right? Or from 1st to land in 1st. It starts in a position, it ends in a position. It starts from a position. It doesn't do that, right? It doesn't go off the floor. It doesn't pick up to go back, all right? That's a whole different step. Chasse has to, whatever position it starts in, it's gonna finish in, typically, all right? All right, so let's just try this. I'm gonna again come and check my time on there so that I don't teach you for another hour and come and find out that it's turned off. All right. let's go ahead and try this. It is not going to be fast. I just want you to think about concentrating on what the tombe and the pas de bourrée is, right? Pas de bourrée is 3 steps, right? Your tombe is 1 step, here, and then here, here, close. That's 3, right? So we fit it into a 4/4 count music, right, or meter music, because we go 1, and then pas de bourrée is 1, 2, 3. 1, that's your tombe. Pas de bourrée is 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. Hi, baby boy. 1. Here, up, find the balance, plie, chasse, and we're ready to go on the other side. All right, let's try it. Yes, let's try it right and left. I think my dog is gonna help. All right, you gonna help, babe? Let me get this. All right, here we go. Tombe, tombe, pas de bourrée, and down. Tombe, pas de bourrée, tombe, pas de bourrée, rush, step back, and plie. We're going to do the other music, chasse, and close. Good, let me do it without the dog in the way as well. Sorry, there's a short version and a long version of that. This is the long version. Same leg, tombe, back, front. Good, tombe, that's 1. Together, 1, 2, 3. Tombe, and 1, 2, 3. Rush, step back, and balance. Plie, chasse back, and close. Good. Tombe, 1, 2, 3. Tombe back, and 1, 2, 3. And tombe to go 1, 2, 3. Rush, change. That's your petit jeté. Step back, plie, chasse back, and close. Nice. Sorry the music is crazy, but nice job, everybody. That was really good. We're just going to do it one more time. Music is being bizarre. So let's just go ahead. I don't want to fiddle with it and take up the time. All right? So one more time, both sides. So ready? Start with the first foot that you started with. You have tombe 1, and then 1, 2, 3. Tombe back, fall 1. Together 1, 2, 3. That's your pas de bourrée. To go tombe 1. Together 1, 2, 3. Brush, petit jeté. Land, remember, ankle to ankle in the back. To go to that coupe, we talked about that earlier. Step back, find your balance. Plie 5th, chasse back, and close. Other side. So tombe forward to go 1, 2, 3. Tombe back, 1. Together 1, 2, 3. Tombe forward, 1. 1, 2, 3. Brush, petit jeté. Step back, piqué. Good. Plie, chasse back. Open the thighs, brush on the floor, and close. Okay, so last thing we're going to do today, because this class is built for my Ballet 1 class at Scottsdale Community College, I want to talk about, we just did the petit jetés, okay? That means small throwing movement. When I gave you your quiz that you guys just took last week, I know it was a little bit confusing. It's weird to convert to online and I'm learning, so thank you for being gracious. But I want to talk about the assemblée, because a lot of you answered assemblée on the quiz, and we never actually touched on the assemblée, and I know I haven't done any assemblées in any of these classes that I've done for the rest of this spring semester. So I want to talk about it. So we just did the petit jeté. So we know petit jeté goes out, right? You push off, you land in coupe. An assemblée means to assemble, all right? And an assemblée assembles in the air, all right? So where the petit jeté, what we just did, petit jeté lands in coupe and on one foot, all right? So we go here, we brush, we jump, and we land on one foot. An ensemble is going to still start from that demi-plie, right? You brush the foot out, so we're going to go brush together, then come down. An ensemble lands on 2 feet, all right? Your petit jeté lands on 1 foot in coupe. Your ensemble lands on 2 feet, and the legs actually assemble in the air in 5th before they land down. So an ensemble, not that, right? You don't want to go up and my feet come together as soon as I hit the ground. What you want to think of doing is from right here, brush feet together before they come down. So, and when I say feet together, I should rephrase that, and I apologize. Remember, battement tendus, battement dégagés are all about the thighs beating. So it's the thighs that assemble in the air, all right? And if you get your thighs together, your feet are also going to follow, okay? So that is the difference, okay? An ensemble, thighs come together in the air and you land on 2 feet. In a petit jeté, you brush and you land on 1 foot. The other foot goes to the coupe. All right, so all I want to do before we go is you choose whatever foot you want to have in back. I do not care. We're going to go from right here. We're going to plie. We're going to brush that back foot out, okay? We're going to do a petit jeté. So we're going to jump, land in coupe. And then we're going to, the back foot is in the coupe. We're going to step, we're going to pas de bourrée to the side. All right, so when you're here in this coupe and you're like, which way do I go? All right, the foot that's in the coupe, whatever foot is up in the coupe where those toes are pointing, that's the direction that you're going to step first. So if you step here, yes, it almost makes sense that that foot would step out and then you would come together, okay? It's like walking, so it's 1 foot then the other. So if your right foot is back and those toes are telling you to step to the left, you go, okay, and you're going to go right, then you know you have to step on the left, and then you know you have to bring your right in. All right, so that's your pas de bourrée. So we started here. I'm going to brush out. I'm going to push, jump, petit jeté. My toes are telling me which direction to go, so I'm going to go to the back, to the side, close front. Now I'm going to do an ensemble. I'm going to brush that back foot out to second. I'm going to push off my standing leg. Both thighs are going to come together, and I'm going to land on both feet. Right? Now this is going to switch your sides. So now you're going to go, now I can do petit jeté on the other side. So you're going to brush out, you're going to push, landing coupe. Now my other foot is behind in the coupe. So those are telling me to go to my right, your left if you're looking at me. I'm going to go back, I'm going to step side, I'm going to go here. That back foot now is right here. Or my right foot is behind now, so it's going to brush out just like it did for the petit jeté, but I'm going to jump and I'm going to bring my thighs together in the air and land. And then I'm ready to go to the other side again. All right? I don't want to do this too much because I don't know what you're jumping on, and my floor is really hard. This tile is not easy. So, and I'll feel it tomorrow. So let's go ahead and start here. It's the last thing we're going to do. And yeah, so here we go. We're going to plie here. Petit jeté. You're going to brush your back foot. You're going to push, land, coupe, ankle to ankle. Back toes tell you which direction to go. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. That's your pas de bourrée. Now you're going to brush that back foot back out to second. You're going to jump up, bring the thighs together to fifth, and you're going to be here. Good. I'm going to step away from the bar. You're going to brush your back foot out. Brush. This is your petit jeté. So this is your small thrown movement, right? So you're going to throw, land. Toes tell you which direction to go. You're going to go back, side, front. Now I'm going to go to ensemble, which means to assemble. Thighs are going to assemble in the air. So I'm going to take that back foot out, jump together, assemble the thighs, and be done. I've landed on 2 feet. All right, so you guys, all of that can be done in reverse, stuff like that, but that is not something that we're even going to talk about or get to. All right, after all of the quarantine is over, I promise I'm going to still keep doing videos for anybody who's interested in subscribing and watching. I'll probably try to all summer have like one or two out a week. And if you have any questions, you can always write me. But this is actually, if you are in my Ballet 1 class. This is your last ballet class for the semester. It's been a pleasure having you in class. I'm sorry we didn't get to end face to face, but thank you so much for taking it, and I loved working with you. So I will be sending out your final exam little dances at the end of this week, and if I don't see you again, thank you so much. It's been really nice teaching you.